What's up, my peeps? Good day to you. I'm kind of going to do a secondary review on a product that I think is scamming people. And I think people got confused by my last post because I said I didn't get completely scammed. And that part is true. The product I'm referring to is this, the Chuzhao TLR retro replica, whatever. It's not what they're advertising, and this is what's important. This is what I want to clarify to people, is that when I purchased it, it was very clear it was kind of a toy. They were hyping it up a little bit and trying to say, hey, it's a limited edition, get it while you can, so on, etc. They scammed me on some little micro SD cards and stuff like that. It's one of those things that I knew going into it that it wasn't going to be what I anticipated, or I had hoped for, I should say, but it was going to be something fun to play with. You know, I knew it was going to be a toy, and so I didn't think much of it. In fact, when I made the video, I kind of was playing around with the video effects and stuff, trying to get this old retro look, and I got a lot of flack on that from some of the comments, because people were coming and thinking that the camera, this little guy, is somehow a legitimate camera. Now, you could tell by looking at it in my hands. I mean, I could hold it in 2 fingers. Now, I want to stress this. It's definitely possible to make something that's nice, that's this small. Our phones are, I mean, technically they're bigger, but the camera part of it is small, and the only part of this that's a camera is this lens here. It looks like it's an old, when I look at it, it looks like it's an old iPhone camera, or, you know, cell phone camera, not necessarily iPhone. The secondary lens up here, that it does nothing. It's just a piece of plastic or glass in there just to look like it's a TLR. You can't really say that you're a twin lens camera if you only have one real lens. So that was the first thing when I got it. I was like, well, that doesn't do anything. And I wasn't too bothered. But a lot of people gave me a little bit of flack for the video editing and stuff, and I was just playing. I was just having fun. I didn't think the video would take off or anything like that, but it did, and I got like over 5,000 views on that video. And a lot of people in the comments, and this is why I'm making this video, a lot of people in the comments were asking questions like, could you tell me what each button does, and you know, stuff like that. And some people were just spewing hate. Like, there's one that said, thank you for creating the most useless video ever. It never occurred to you to explain the operation. Now, here's where I'll be a little snarky. It's a camera. The operation is you click a button. And I talked about that in the video. People think that this is like a pro camera. There is nothing pro about this. You cannot do any manual anything on here. There's a button that will change it from black and white to color, and that's it. And then you could also do video, which I'll get into that in a little bit. But anyway, there's buttons on here. There's a button here, a button there, a button here, a button here, and then a twist dial. Then there's things that look like buttons, but they're not. And then there's a place for a micro SD card and your USB-C, which is nice. I'll say that. And then there's, you could pop this up. Let's see. And this is, you'd look down in here to see the screen. Creative marketing is just that. It's creative marketing. They'll do whatever they can. And I did my video, and I got all kinds of, some hate and some genuine questions and stuff like that. And people wanted me to talk more about its functions, and people want me to, I'm sure, show more of its quality photographs, but I can't do that. And the reason why is because This is a camera that came out in 2025. They're trying to say it's 12 megapixels, which I highly doubt it is. I haven't really researched it, but I have this camera, which is, gosh, at least 10, 11 years old, somewhere in there. It says Leica on there, but it is Leica partnered with Panasonic. It's not like a true Leica, but nevertheless, it's at the time when it came out, it was a high-end point and shoot camera. This is a point and shoot camera. This is 12 megapixels. I could take pictures with this and blow those photos up to 16 by 20 or something like that, and they'll look good. You know, they'll be rocking. So anyway, this camera, which is, like I said, you know, very old, 10 years at least, is a 12 megapixel camera, and I could blow those pictures up to 16 by 20 and they will look marvelous. So, could I do that with this? And the answer is, I highly doubt it. When I look at the shots that I've taken, the highlights are blown out. There's really no dynamic range. There's no settings that you could do to change that. So, the camera is just a toy, you know. It would be great for a young person, a teenager or something that maybe has very little interest but wants to play around. It would be fine, and they could probably make some interesting, fun images that their family will enjoy. But if you're trying to get a true retro vibe and you know, make movies and everything else, there's just no way that this camera will do it. You know, it's for one, speaking of movies, when you crank this lever, that's what activates recording a movie. But if you just do it, then it'll just count down from 6 and it'll just record for 6 seconds. If you want to keep going, you have to go like this and keep going. Now the problem with this, you see what my hands are doing, they're moving up and down. So I'm not going to get any stable footage. It's just going to be crap. You know, that's how they market it, is do that, you know. But what they don't tell you, because there's no actual instructions that come with the camera, is if you hold down this button right here, this bottom button, you can start recording, and then at least you won't have to crank the lever, and it'll give you a little stable footage, but it's still not stabilized footage, and it's just not going to look great. There's no place on here to screw this onto a tripod, so you could do that. It's hand hold only. I do have these little strap lock things on here, so you could put a strap around your neck. It's cute. I'm going to tell you, it's very cute. And that's why I bought it. I didn't anticipate people thinking it was going to be a real deal. Sorry, I've been under the weather all week, so I'm not as sprightly and cheery as I want to be. I think it's important that I get this video out. So I'm going to just go through a couple of the comments first before we talk about the footage. So again, you know, one person will say that, you know, it was the most useless video ever. But then another person says, hey, your video is informative, but the cheesy film effects really are annoying, made the video unwatchable. Why is something that diminishes your message? Well, I didn't really have a message. I was really just throwing retro stuff up because it's supposed to be a retro camera, and the camera is a toy. And I say that in the video. I say, you know, I think it's clearly a toy. In fact, I'm sure that Chuzhao must have saw my video, or other people at least have said the same thing, because they made some snarky comments on their web pages and Facebook pages and stuff like that about others saying it's just a toy, but it's so much more. And that's what fueled me to go, you know what, I better make another video, because it is clearly just a toy. You could get the same camera from Alibaba or AliExpress or Temu or any of that, maybe with a different nameplate on the front of it, but it's the same camera they're trying to market it like it's a special edition thing. And they're trying to produce a vibe that implies that you could get that retro medium format look with this camera. For one, a medium format camera, those photos are very large, and they are very high quality. That's why people shot with that. This is not anywhere near that. For two, the way this works, looks like how a Rolleiflex would work and stuff. It looks like it, but it doesn't act like it. So when you are holding this, for one, the size is way too small. I mean, anybody with normal size hands, I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but you can see how small it is in my hands. Let me show you my little Leica. This is considered a very small mirrorless camera, and you will notice it's, this camera is way smaller. This is one of the smallest mirrorless out that you could, walk around with. The quality of this is amazing. The quality of this is just straight crap. For serious matters, for fun, it's great. Like, I'm not gonna dog. If they marketed it as just fun, I'd be totally cool with that. I wouldn't feel the need to make this video, but this is not marketed as a toy. It's being marketed right now as this professional tool. And so anyway, going back to the comments, there's people that said, I enjoyed your video, but why not wait until after you get home and see the images before you're doing what I liked and hated part? Well, if you actually watched that video, my wife was filming me and she was asking me what I liked and hated about it as I was going. She interviewed me as we're walking back to my truck. And so I don't really know what the difference is if I waited till I got home or right after. She's asking me what I thought of it. I can't, I didn't say anything about the quality of it. I said, well, I think it probably doesn't have good dynamic range by judging from what I can see, but we'll see when I get back to the house. So I don't know where that comment comes in. It's just very strange. And then he said, or he or she, I don't know who it is, but said, would have liked to have heard more about your thoughts on the actual pictures. Well, I did talk about them. I showed them, and there's really not much to say. There's just no quality to them. From a professional photographer standpoint, I could never use any of those images, not even for fun. It's not one of those things that you could put in your portfolio. And then other people said some weird defending things to the fact that I said that this camera is a toy. And one said, I want old time camera to take old time pictures. If I wanted crystal clear pictures, I'd use my phone. Which is funny because you could use your phone and get retro. There's a million apps on here that are free or next to free that could get you the old retro effects really easy. They are trying to sell this camera for $200, but then they give you a discount, and I think it breaks down to $119. The thing is, I only paid, I think I paid $60, and then after the add-ons and the shipping, I ended up paying about 80, 89, maybe $90, right? So do I feel ripped off? No, I've spent more money on other stuff that was junk. I just feel a little jaded after seeing what they're putting out now as far as advertising goes. I'm really big on not being misled, just tell people it's fun, it's a toy, you can take pictures and stuff, and I wouldn't feel the need to bash this camera at all. I'm going to use it. I'm going to go out and have fun with it, and I'm going to use it as a prop for photo shoots and stuff. I can't use it to take even like candid pictures, and stuff like that. I can't justify trusting that it's not going to be all blown out and washed out and blurry, and so on, etc. They're just there's too many factors that, since you can't control anything, you're basically letting this toy dictate how the picture is going to be. And I did say in the video that you could choose black and white or color, but if you still have to go in and put them into Photoshop or something like that. Because you have to take them from the camera to your computer or somewhere, right? If you're going to have to edit it, you know, you could just click one button and hit black and white afterwards. So that isn't even a feature if you're going to have to bring them into your computer and edit them anyway. You can't really crop in because the picture quality is just horrible if you do. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it gets really, really bad if you try to do any creative cropping or whatever. And I don't feel comfortable going out and say doing a client shoot and even saying, hey, let's take some fun pictures and see how they turn out. Because more than likely, they're just not going to turn out very nice. They're very JPEG. I mean, they are JPEG images, but they remind me of images from about 20 years ago with the 1 and 2 megapixel cameras. I recorded several things here. Let's pull them up here. They have these new ads, and so they have these new ads, and they're trying to make it seem like this thing is like something special. So I'm just going to put these up on screen here. So they show people clicking all these images and doing all these things and really making it look like they're producing some sort of art. And that's cool. That ad didn't bug me so much. But then I scroll down and they're preaching the, all the stuff. It's the TLR reinvented, classic aesthetics, lifetime warranty, all the stuff that's probably not even true. And it says rediscover analog film in a digital environment. And then it shows all these pictures that were supposedly shot here. And I'm telling you, there's no way those pictures were shot on this camera. The dynamic range, it just doesn't look like that. I shot some real basic stuff in the shade, and which normally I'd be able to pull up the shadows in Photoshop or something like that, and it should have been underexposed. But because like the fire hydrant that I shot was yellow, it was all overexposed and blown out, and there wasn't really any recovering that. I shot up into the sky, and the sky was all blown out. The sky was a beautiful blue, but it didn't catch that. It just was whitewashed, and that tells me that this is, clearly not something I could take serious, because even the most basic cameras could compensate for that. This is a Chinese copy of a Rolleiflex Mini Digi AV 5.0 camera. Yes, that's 100% true. They are trying to copy that, but it doesn't function like a real camera. There's people that bought one and say that they love it, which is cool. I don't know if they're real people or not. You just never know. And then here's this is one of the questions, is like, people are thinking it's like a serious camera, and this guy Adam's like, if looking at the camera straight on, which buttons do what, please? Mahalo, Adam, and if anything on the sides, what do they do? I answered him. I said on the right bottom button turns it on. If you hold it, and then can change from black and white to color. On the left, the lower button takes the pictures, or if you hold the button for a while, it'll take video. That's all it can do. It can't do anything else. But people keep asking. They think it's a legit thing. Another person wrote, mine showed up today and won't turn on. Scam, question mark. And I would say, yeah, it would be a scam. They made some replies here. Let me see. So they never answered back. That's one of those things. Is this people just trolling me, or are there legitimate, like, people getting actually scammed? Because I didn't get scammed. I said that specifically in the last video. This works. It just doesn't work like they advertise. It's not a twin lens camera. It has no manual controls at all. It's a toy. I'm going to just double down on that. It's a toy. My wife made a comment on there as well. She's like, what a cool little camera. Maybe we could use that on one of our adventures. Then we went on an adventure, and we both were like, yeah, that's just not good. And then another friend of mine wrote, the fact that it showed up in functions makes it a straight bargain. And I'll agree. At the price I paid for the camera was $59, and then I had some add-ons. I got this a lot cheaper than a lot of people are paying, and I'm thankful for that, because I'm barely going to use it. It's just going to be more of a prop. But for people that are seriously thinking that this is going to be somehow legit camera, just keep using your phone. I mean, phones from 10 years ago take better footage than this new camera of today. That's what I want to stress to people. You already have a device. If you're looking for a camera and you want that retro look, just download an app on your phone and do that. Don't think that this is going to solve your problems of wanting this retro feel. For one, it feels completely different than a Rolleiflex. It's way too small. It's made for kids' hands. It's not made for adult hands. Yes, an adult can use it. And yes, it will take pictures. It will take video. It just doesn't take good quality pictures or video. So, I did say in the last video, I said, it's the photographer, not the camera. And I stand by that. I think you can get decent images from just about anything, but it depends on what you plan on using those images for. So somebody commented on that. They said, yes, the photographer, not the camera. So true. Wonderful video. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate comments like that. Those are great, but I hopefully this guy will follow up with this, and hopefully he didn't go out and buy the camera. I didn't give a thumbs up or thumbs down in the last video. I truly just kind of wanted to say buyer beware. It's not a pro level camera, and I stand by that. But now that I see all these videos, they're doing other things that are very scammy as well. So one of their videos has, and I can't play their videos with sound because I'll get copyright struck, but they're putting brand new songs by Kendrick Lamar in there, and they're not getting copyright struck or anything like that. And I don't know why. I don't know how that works, but I know if I play somebody else's music, my videos will get pulled from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. So how they're able to pull that off is beyond me. I guarantee that Kendrick Lamar didn't let them use that song, and they're using other songs. It just depends on the ads. So that's kind of scammy too. They're trying to act like they're this big time company. They're a Chinese company that is just cloning stuff. They probably slap a whole bunch of different names on this camera and sell it in different markets in different ways, and it's just not legit. I was going to go and take a whole bunch more pictures and show the quality, and I'll throw a couple of them up on here just to show you, but I'm not going to waste your time or my time with the way the pictures look, because they're not editable. They just diminish as soon as you start pushing and pulling things, and they just don't look good, So I'm not going to go out and waste a whole bunch of time doing that. I just wanted to get this video done, and I wanted to share with you my thoughts on this, because it's very, very strange. A lot of people really liked the video, though. They didn't like the overlays and the flickers and the retro vibe I was trying to do, but they still liked the video, because they thought I think that they thought that I was trying to hype this camera up, and I was hopeful for the camera, but I didn't expect much, and it delivered exactly what I expected, not much. Let's see if there's anything else. Interesting enough that one guy that says he has one loves it. He loves it, and more power to him. He says his normal camera is a Canon 2F EP rangefinder with 50mm 1.8 Canon lens made in the 50s. So that'd be a film camera. He's going to compare it to a camera that's 70 years old, and I guarantee that 70-year-old Canon is going to outperform. The only downside is you have to go get the film developed, And he said he had sound on his. I haven't tested mine since for video. It may have sound. The first clips I recorded didn't have sound. Maybe mine's broken. I don't know. But either way, the footage is unwatchable because it's legit jittery without applying any effects to it. So here's the sum up of this camera. The Chuzhao is lying to you. The ads are lying, and not just like a little lie. I mean, they're straight up lying to you about the quality of this camera. Like I said, I highly doubt it's actually 12 megapixels. They may take a 2 megapixel thing and somehow blow it up. But that's also going to diminish the quality of the pictures, and maybe that's why they look so bad. Maybe they should just not put a megapixel count on there. The video footage was it was okay. You know, nothing, like I said, I can't put this on a tripod or anything, so there's no image stabilization in here, and I would have to set this on a table or something and then hit record, and all in all, it's not set up for professional use at all. But they're trying to advertise it as if it's just as good as the 1930s Rolleiflex that everybody in Hollywood back in the day used. You know, it's a shame. I really wish I took a picture of myself with this camera, and it was okay. It was what I expected. It was just a cheap picture of myself. But all right, I had to take a little break because I wasn't feeling good. But I wanted to come back to this camera, and I want to wrap it up. I don't want to bash on it too much, but I do want to clarify that this is just a toy. I'm just going to say it one more time. It's just a toy. It doesn't represent professional photography. It doesn't even represent amateur photography because you can't do anything. You can't learn from it. There's no settings on here at all. There's on and off, black and white, have it focus or not have it focus. That's it. It doesn't have a way to do any custom settings or anything. You can't mount it to a tripod. You can't utilize this for anything other than for some fun, and that's fine if that's what you want to purchase it for. But don't believe the lies that the marketing is trying to compare this to an actual Rolleiflex, a medium format camera. And I figured I'd do a quick test here, and I just show you. Like I said, my 11-year-old Leica is 12 megapixels. They say this is 12 megapixels. This was made in 2025, supposedly. This was made in 2014. By all rights, just on age alone, this camera should whoop this camera's butt. So let's find out. So I have this Superman truck here. I'm just going to put it down here. You guys, you'll see me take the pictures, but all right. So I get this angle here. I gotta replace the battery in my Leica. I will say this, here's a plus to that cheap little camera. It seems like the battery lasts a very long time. So I put in a new battery into my Leica here. There we go. Now I have no idea what the focal length on that camera is, so we'll see. Oh, the other thing I could do on the Leica, I just remembered, I can set it to a 1:1, so I'm going to do that so it's a 100% fair comparison. There we go. Okay, so I just took a picture with the Leica at a 1:1, just like the Chuzhao, and yeah, I'm sure the focal length is not exact, but you'll get to see the detail. You'll get to see really what the quality of the lenses of each one are. This is a fixed lens. I can't take it off here, and you can't change anything on here. There's no zoom or anything on that. So there is a zoom on my Leica, but usually zoom lenses actually would diminish things. Like if you have a prime lens, that's where it's at. So now I'm going to do the same thing with black and white. I guess I'll do the truck in black and white, but a slightly different angle. It's not wanting to focus on the truck here. There we go. Okay, so with the Leica I just did black and white, and we're going to do the same thing with this. Alright, there we go. Similar angle. Maybe. Okay. So we'll take a look at those briefly, and you guys will be able to see why I don't believe it's a 12 megapixel sensor in there. I don't think that it's like I said, I don't even know if it's 2 megapixels. I mean, I just don't know. I've bought a couple of Chinese cameras that say that they're like 48 megapixels, and the quality is crap as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of factors. It could be straight, the glass that's being used, the actual chips in there. The sensor size is going to make a big difference. So the sensor size in this, they don't tell us what it is, but like the sensor size in my Leica is a micro four thirds, so it's a little bit bigger than like a current camera phone sensor, but it's not a full frame, so it does give the full frame equivalent for like focal length though. So like the lens that I have in the Leica is a 24 to 75 equivalent to a full frame. They don't tell you anything what the equivalent is here, so I just have to approximate, from what I see in the camera. So we'll pull those up here in a second and review those. Here's the thing, like I said, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I see these ads, and I'm gonna pull up their website actually. So Chuzhao. Hold on a second. Alright, so if I go to here's what they have right now. It says limited time only, and then now available 40% off, lifetime warranty, and then it's got a story. I'm gonna put this stuff up on screen here, so get to know our story. Hey there, welcome to Chuzhao. We're all about keeping the magic of old cameras alive. The kind of camera your grandparents or even great-grandparents might have used when every click of the shutter felt special. We grew up obsessed with these vintage beauties, especially the iconic twin lens reflex cameras. There's just something so different about them. That love turned into a mission to make sure these timeless cameras don't just become relics of the past. At Chuzhao, we're blending history with today's tech to keep the magic alive. It's not just about taking pictures, it's about creating something meaningful, something that lasts. Thanks for being part of this journey. Let's capture the world together. That sounds like something AI wrote, but whatever. So anyway, they have, say, 40% off, so you can buy one right now for $119, paying for $30 a month, and that's it. And then they have some accessories you could buy, which are nothing, I mean, and that's it. There's pretty much on their website, there's not much going on. You could become a wholesaler for them, which I think is funny. If you're only going to make 3,000 of them, why would you wholesale them out? I mean, that's another kind of scammy little thing. Shop now. All right, here we go. Here's where they're going to start really saying some different stuff. Oh, you get a mystery gift. No, thank you. So if you look here, you'll see there the little ad showing some stuff. I mean, this ad here doesn't look as good as like on the Facebook ads or the Instagram ads that I get tied to. I doubt it was filmed on this camera, but they intentionally kind of made it look kind of crappy, which at least that part looks kind of what I'd expect. But it says classic aesthetic. Every detail from the precision focal wheel to the dual lens arrangement echoes the craftsmanship of the original 1930s camera. There is no dual lens. There's only one lens. There's another fake lens in there, but they don't say that. Modern innovation while honoring the past. We've enhanced durability and performances, ensuring this timeless design is ready for today's world. Now, going back to the twin lens. Now, if they had two different lenses in there and they had settings to where like one was at this focal length and one was at that would be like an upgrade, I would say. Lifetime warranty. We stand by the quality of our craftsmanship, offering a lifetime warranty for complete peace of mind. Hopefully I won't have to find out. And then shoots videos. While staying true to its classic roots, this camera is equipped to capture high quality videos, blending tradition with modern capabilities. I don't know if I'll record something. I'll do that right now, actually. And we'll bring back my Superman truck. I'll turn the camera on again. And first I'm going to do it the way that they suggest, which is spinning this wheel. Okay, that gives us a little 6-second clip. And then I'm going to do it without doing that, which should be a little more stable. So, all right. So this is handheld. I'm just going to set it down here. There we go. And hopefully it's picking up some audio here. I don't know if it is or not, but somebody said theirs had audio. My first run, it had nothing, so we'll see. Now, if I pick it up and if I do this again, you see the camera is just going to shake, you know, and you'll see that in the video. No, it doesn't want to turn off. So this is the quirky stuff, like getting it to turn off becomes an issue, which, you know, I know it's petty, but like if I want to stop at a certain time, just let it stop. I had to literally fiddle with the same buttons over and over again, and it finally stopped. Okay, so got some video footage, got a couple of pictures, and we'll throw those up on here. But let's go through the rest of this little ad on the website. Rediscover analog elegance in digital form. Experience the charm and classic twin lens reflex photography, now enhanced with modern digital technology. Timeless design meets cutting edge innovation, giving you the best of both worlds. And then down here at the bottom, I want you to look at these pictures here that are supposed to be, let me go to show more. There we go. These are all supposed to be shot with this. And if you look at like these beautiful skies in here, when I shot with it out on just a normal day, it was towards the end of the day, so it wasn't even super bright. It was blowing out the skies. They're making it look like you could get some depth of field. I didn't experience that at all. Yeah, I mean, you can't click on these pictures like if they were a 12 megapixel camera, you know, I'd love to be able to zoom in on that and see the details, but they have them set at a very small size here, about, I don't know, just a little bit bigger than the actual porthole that you look through. But this sky here, I mean, whatever took this picture here was not this camera, because this has a lot of dynamic range. You could see stuff in the shadows. There's lots of different colors. Nothing's blown out. You can't do that on this camera. I'm telling you, it's just not a thing. And then the camera down here, they're showing him like he's recording this way, and that's how you record. That video would just be horrible. Like it would not be usable at all. And then whatever they're recording this with, there's nice bokeh in the background, and you ain't getting that with this at all. All right, so here's some interesting questions. Is there a warranty? We already covered that. Does it operate with the traditional TLR focusing mechanism? Yes, it retains the original TLR focusing mechanism, offering the same hands-on experience, now enhanced with digital features. It doesn't have the same mechanism, I guarantee it. Is this a fully digital TLR camera? Yes, Chuzhao Digital TLR is 100% digital, allowing you more control over your pictures and videos. You have no control at all. The camera features a 12 megapixel sensor and can shoot 1080 video, combining classic functions with modern technology. Now, here's the other thing. Why is it only 1080 video if it's a 12 megapixel camera? This Leica 12 megapixel shoots at 4K 60. That doesn't make any sense. Can I shoot with the video? Yes, the updated model includes high quality video recording capabilities in addition to photography. What resolution does the camera support? The camera captures high quality images with a resolution approximately 12 megapixels, 1920 by 1080. Perfect for both casual and creative photography. Now, if it's a square image that we're getting, it should be 1920 by 1920, or in this case, 1080 by 1080, or whatever. It wouldn't be an odd number like that. So, but what's weird about this camera is the pictures are square, but it records 16 by 9. So it's pulling the pictures out from the middle. And since the camera in video is only 1080, how is it if you take less of the sensor, you're at 12 megapixels? Doesn't make sense, right? Improved control dial, that would be not a control dial on the original. That's how you roll the film. Honoring the 1930s, our digital twin lens reflex camera pays homage to the golden era of photography, the 1930s. It was a time when innovation met artistry, and twin lens reflex design became an icon of precision and elegance. Okay. That's all just fake. It's all just padding on selling a cheap. What I think this should be is like $20-$30, like, and I think that it should be marketed as a toy. They'd probably sell far more of them because people are feeling like they're getting scammed, and they are, because they're being misled. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to throw up those pictures, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so I got the pictures, and I'm just going to show you a major lie right off the get-go. Like I said, if it was truly a 12 megapixel camera and it's a square format, then the length and the width are going to be the same, but they have 1920 by 1080, which is strange because that's their video mode. Anyway, I have the pictures. If you look on my screen here, on the right is the Chuzhao picture. On the left is the Leica. Remember, they both say they're 12 megapixels. But look at the image sizes. The Leica JPEG, because I'm comparing apples to apples here, JPEG to JPEG, 3.2 megabytes for that file. The Chuzhao is only 532 gigabytes, so half a megabyte. No way in hell that's 12 megapixels. It doesn't compute at all. 2 megapixels, I would believe, maybe. So I'm gonna open them both up. So let's see, it's this one and this one. Actually, let's do it like this. Okay, so this first picture is from the Leica. You'll notice Let me get my cursor over here. You know, the truck is nicely in focused. I didn't set the focus. I let it do all automatic, just like the other camera would be. But look at the background here. These are a bunch of cough drops that are sitting on my desk. Because like I said, I'm kind of sick right now. They're so nicely blurred out. You know, this is rendering out really nice. Now here's the Chuzhao. Sorry I didn't get the angle exactly the same. I wasn't paying too much attention, but it focused on everything, and so it has no depth of field at all. These tires are basically in focus, but look at the at far away it looks okay. You can tell what it is, but when I zoom in, look how bad this file is. It's horrible. It's not. That's not 12 megapixels, not at all. You go back to Leica, and we'll just zoom in just to see. I mean, the file's holding up pretty good. I mean, getting a little digital noise because my office is not. I didn't set up a lighting setup or anything, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, that's really zooming in. This is the size that anybody would see it right here. I'm just. I don't like to be lied to. That's the thing, is like, just tell me it's a toy, and it's a toy. Cool. So there's the Chuzhao. The black and white is okay. That's straight out of camera. None of this stuff's been photoshopped. A little richer colors, more dynamic range for sure in the Leica. That's an 11-year-old camera. Okay. Now let's go to the color versions. Okay, let's see if you can guess which one that is versus which one this one is. Now, in a lot of people's eyes, they'd actually like this one better because there's more of the truck is in focus here. This is that Chuzhao. When I zoom in, though, look how bad all this is. It's not that great. When it's zoomed out, like I said, it looks cool. The colors look all right and everything. Let me go back to the Leica. Zoom out. This one's more artistic. Now, if I wanted to change the focal length to f8 or something, all this would be in focus, and it'd probably be a better comparison. But I just had it on automatic settings. I figured it'd do what it thought was right, and it shot, because my office is not very well lit. It shot at 1.7 or something. But again, if I zoom in here, the blur looks natural. It's not blurry because it's a bad quality camera. It's blurry because it's focused on the tire right here. So very interesting. Now, artistically, this isn't that great of a picture. I literally took it while you guys were watching, but from far off, I'd pick the Chuzhao off just because I could see what it was. Now that I know that the camera shoots like everything in focus, I would just, to make a better fair comparison, I would make my Leica shoot at like f8 or f11 or something higher to where everything's kind of focused. But the quality is still way better. Like if I look at this, like it's not, the image is not breaking up. There's depth in these shadows, and depending on what you're taking pictures of, it's really artsy to have things just blur out like that. This one, when I go into it, look, the whites are blown out here. That's blown out in my dark room. That's just from a reflection off of a light. So if that's going to blow out, if I went out in the daylight or anything like that, so much going to blow out. And that's why I know when I go, let me close this down. When I go to these sample pictures right here, there's no way these were taken with that camera. I come in here, these are all out in the daylight. Like, it's blowing out with just my light in my room. Like, I don't think that this bright sunlight would have that dynamic range. And this right here, there's no way that you would get this, you know, when I zoom in. Oops. When I zoom in on these, there's just, that's very, very nice picture. That is not taken with the Chuzhao, I guarantee it. So they're lying to you. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't show a whole bunch of pictures before, because I just wasn't really super happy with it. I'm gonna go. So I took it to on a little expedition with my son the other day when I was going to originally make this video. This was at a pizza buffet. Again, I'll zoom in and look how big those pixels are. There's no way, no way it's 12 megapixels. It's just not happening. This is all a blur. It shouldn't be a blur, you know. All that's blurry. There's my son trying to eat. Blurry. Blurry. That's in focus on the cup. And, you know, that's not horrible until I zoom in. And then you see it all pixelate, you know. That's, you know, from far away, you might be able to fool some people. That's all I'm saying, you know. This is in my office, my guitars. Look at how bad is that? Like, it is so, you know, bad. From a distance, there's my Leica that I took a picture of with this camera, and I zoom in, and it's just the files don't hold up, you know. There's a lot of anti-alias lines. There's a lot of grime and just unclean file, you know. And so that is what you're getting. You're getting, I don't know. I don't know how many megapixels this is. Let's do this. What's interesting, it must have some sort of really weird like compression, because so when I switch this to 300 pixels per inch, the Leica is now a 27 megabyte file, which has, you know, that's not anything. But anyway, it's 3088 by 3088 and 10 inches by 10 inches, basically 10.293. When I go to the Chuzhao, even though on the desktop there it's like half of a file, for some reason I go to image size and I go to 300 megapixels. This one ends up being bigger by about an inch on each side, and the dimensions are slightly bigger, and the file size is like an extra 10 megabytes. I don't know why, because like I said, when you look at them, so the color files definitely have a little bit more to them, but there we go. So the color version, 3.5 megabytes for the Leica, 632 kilobytes. But when you open it in Photoshop, it's got some sort of thing where it thinks it's bigger than it is. Odd. I don't have an explanation for that. I could see with my eyes though. And let me go back to the black and whites, because I think that's going to be a really nice comparison. Okay, so there's the Chuzhao. Everything's very flat, and like I said, when you zoom in, the file just is, it's just broken, right? I go to this one, you zoom in, the file has natural bokeh. It just drops off because the lens is obviously a quality lens. But the sensor, I mean, there's no, see how, I mean, I have to way zoom in to get some blocks, and these blocks are still pretty small. When I zoom in on this, you see these big blocks outside of the, there you can kind of see right there, you know, way choppier, more pixelated, and just not overall smooth at all. No way it's 12 megapixels. It's absolutely no way. But somehow Photoshop, they've got it to where Photoshop thinks the file is bigger than it is, but you can't. So so this is at 66%. This is at 66%. So if I go to 100%, that's what you'd be getting. I go to 100%. That's what you're getting. You at 100%, you can start seeing that file break up. This is at 100%. Zooming in, obviously, it really breaks up. This one doesn't really break up when you zoom in, so that's at 200%, and it's still fairly smooth, you know. I go to 200% on this, and that's not smooth at all. It's choppy and just not good. So that's it. That's all I'm going to show you. So I think that's good, guys. I don't think I have to prove it any further. It's just a toy camera, and that's okay. Advertise it as a toy camera. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to tune out. Take it as you will. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. You know, it's not a 12 megapixel camera, and it has no manual controls at all, and there's nothing professional about it. It's not anywhere close to a twin lens reflex camera. It's only got one lens in it. It's not what they're saying it is. That's all I'm saying. And hopefully you guys aren't getting fooled thinking that you're going to get some awesome medium format style camera, because it's just not going to happen. Anyway, that's enough for me. Peace.